If you're looking for a big freezer that won't drive you crazy with setup headaches or daily annoyances, the PEAKCOLD commercial glass top island freezer might be exactly what you need. It's one of those appliances where the specs look great on paper, but the real test is whether it actually fits into your space and your routine without feeling like a compromise. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. Most people shopping for a freezer this size are either upgrading from something too small or finally committing to bulk storage after years of cramming bags of frozen veggies into a dorm fridge. The 25 cubic feet of space sounds generous, but the real question is whether it actually works in a real kitchen or garage without taking over the room. This one stands out because it's an island model, meaning it's designed to sit in the middle of a space rather than hug a wall. That's a game changer if you've ever tried to squeeze a chest freezer into a tight corner and then spent the next year walking around it like it's a piece of furniture you're afraid to touch. The glass top isn't just for looks, it's practical in a way that matters. If you've ever had to dig through a chest freezer to find that one bag of shrimp you swore you put in the back, you'll appreciate being able to see everything at a glance. The sliding doors are another detail that sounds simple but makes a huge difference in daily use. No more wrestling with a lid or trying to balance a stack of frozen pizzas while you open it. Instead, you just pull the door toward you, grab what you need, and close it without any fuss. That might not sound like a big deal until you've actually lived with a freezer where the door fights you every time. Now, let's talk about the temperature control. Digital is nice, but the real test is whether it actually holds steady without wild swings. If you're storing things like meat or prepared meals that need consistent freezing, inconsistent temps can ruin food or waste energy. This one uses commercial-grade components, which usually means it's built to handle heavy use without the temperature dipping or spiking unpredictably. That's especially important if you're using it for meal prep or storing large batches of soups and sauces. The last thing you want is a freezer that's either too cold in one spot and too warm in another. The biggest trade-off here is the size. At 83 inches wide, this isn't a compact appliance. If you're working with a small kitchen or a narrow garage aisle, this freezer is going to feel like a permanent obstacle. It's also not the kind of thing you can tuck away in a closet or under a counter. You need to plan for it to be the centerpiece of whatever room you put it in. That said, if you've got the space and you actually need the storage, it's a much better solution than a chest freezer where everything gets buried. Another thing to consider is noise. Commercial freezers aren't always quiet, and while this one is designed for home use, it's still a powerful unit. If you're putting it in a living area or near a bedroom, check the decibel rating before you buy. Some users mention it's quieter than expected, but others say it hums along at a noticeable level. It's one of those things where your mileage may vary, so if noise is a deal breaker, you might want to listen to a similar model in person first. Who should buy this? If you're someone who freezes a lot of food, whether it's bulk groceries, meal prepped dishes, or hunting or fishing catches, this freezer is worth the investment. It's also a solid choice if you're tired of fighting with a freezer that's too small or too awkward to use. The glass top and sliding doors make it feel more like an appliance and less like a storage unit, which is a huge quality of life upgrade. Who should skip it? If you don't have the space for an 83-inch wide island freezer, or if you're looking for something quiet enough to sit in a kitchen or office, this isn't the right fit. It's also overkill if you only need a little extra freezer space for the occasional ice cream or frozen pizza. Save your money and go for a smaller upright model instead. The value here comes from the combination of space, usability, and reliability. It's not the cheapest freezer out there, but it's priced competitively for what it offers. If you've ever wasted money on a freezer that looked good on paper but turned out to be a nightmare to use, this one is worth the splurge. Just make sure you measure your space first and decide whether the island design works for your layout. If you're still on the fence, check out the link in the description to see the full specs and read through some.